Hi and welcome. Worldwide, the gaming industry is actually much bigger than Hollywood, and many of the titles in gaming follow Hollywood, which was earlier, and now they actually precede Hollywood. And it's going to become big someday in India too. Let's find out how with Rajesh Rao, who joins us from Bangalore. Rajesh is the chairperson of NASSCOM's gaming conference as well as head of Dhruva Interactive, which he founded many years ago, which is also one of India's first gaming companies. Rajesh, thank you very much for speaking with us. So, first question, Rajesh. We all know that gaming is growing as a concept in India as well as a service provided to gaming companies overseas. Tell us what's happening in the industry from your point of view and where you see the opportunities.
Sure. Thanks for having me on your show. And the gaming industry in India is at a very interesting stage. I think if I have to give you as a background, I founded the first gaming company in India in 1997. It was way too early. And then for many years, we were just a few of us in the country who were in this space. As of 2010, we were tracking about 25 companies in this space. And as of now, we have close to 200 companies. So it's been a very, very rapid growth in the last 3 years.
Right.
And it's been primarily driven by the fact that we have a very high proliferation and penetration of smartphones and the whole app store economy. And of course, the fact that we have so many more game developers now jumping into the fray is really the Angry Bird effect. It caught everybody's imagination that small companies could actually become a multi-million dollar entities because of a product that they could sell through an app store. And I think there were a lot of people who got really, really attracted by that, and we have hence seen now a mushrooming of gaming companies all across India.
Right. So,
a number of these companies are really independent indie developers. They are small, 1-man, 3-man, 5-man entities. So in those 200 companies, I would imagine probably 150 to companies would be in that less than 10 people category. And I think that's what is really good is to see so much of talent coming into this industry, so many more new ideas, and like all industries that are at an early stage, we will see a number of these companies, maturing. Some of them will fold up, regroup, respawn into
right.
new
Rajesh, can I hold the thought there? What's the size of this market like in India? I mean, this is not necessarily in monetary terms, but can you describe who's consuming, what are they consuming, where are they consuming?
So the market in India right now is dominated. If you look at the consumption side and if you look at the consumers, it's dominated by consumers on the mobile. We have a very, very large installed base of feature phones, which are not fully categorized as smartphones.
Right.
So the Nokia phones and the phones that have Symbian and Java, as operating systems. We have a large ecosystem of that. We have a number of gaming companies in India who have reported cumulative downloads of 100 or even 200 million in India to such consumers. And then of course we have the rapidly growing smartphone install base in India, thanks mostly to the fact that we have the smartphones becoming cheaper. Then of course we do have the console gaming segment, which is a niche segment, but it is present. We don't really have much of the MMORPG phenomena that has taken place in countries like Korea and China.
Right.
And I think that we are still a few years away from something like that taking off in India. But I think people are definitely in the discovery mode today.
Right.
Everybody who's buying a smartphone wants to check out the app stores, wants to go to Google Play or the App Store in the case of iOS. They want to download games. There's a lot of virality that which is kind of guiding people in what they download. And I think from these experimentals, people experimenting with content, we will have a subset of such people who will actually become active gamers.
Right.
And I think
So Rajesh, you're saying that some games can go up to 100, even 200 million downloads. The smartphone population is increasing. Quality of broadband internet connectivity over mobile is obviously getting better by the day. So that part of the world looks good. Let's understand from the creator point of view, how much of our efforts today are aimed at the Indian market and how much of it is aimed at overseas markets, or really creating content or subcontracting for other gamers, game companies?
So there is gaming services as a business out of India. There is obviously that is a growing business as well. My company is one of the leading players in that. But I think if you look at the number of entities who are involved in gaming today in India, a predominant part of these entities are involved with creating new IP. And today, admittedly, much of this is targeted at an international market, not just focusing on India, because I think in India we are still in that market creation stage where consumers are kind of nibbling at gaming, but they're not necessarily paying for games. There's a lot of free content today. As you know, the whole monetization model in games has moved from pay for a download to freemium, which means that you get a game for free and then you start paying for items within a game.
Correct.
So today, in the world, the average conversion of from free to pay is 2%, which means that if 100 people have downloaded your game, about between 1 or 2 percent of people who have downloaded your game will actually buy premium items within the game.
Right.
But in India, that percentage is not the same. It's a fraction. It's a fraction today.
Right. So Rajesh, what are the key 2 or 3 key challenges ahead? I mean, let me ask you to respond on 2 or 3 things. I think one is internal challenges, which is, let's say, the quality of talent and supply and so on. Second is market and where you see that growing, and finally the industry as a whole.
I think the talent is there. The talent is there. The talent lacks experience, especially in areas like game design. Game design is a very, very elusive art worldwide. And it's a bit like saying that, can you become an author if you haven't read books all your life? You have to build that sensibility over many years for you to reach a stage where you can then start writing something which is meaningful and which can hook people, which can grip people. Today's situation in India is that the employable workforce and people who are getting into games are people who have not really gamed from childhood. The new generation is like that. When you see the kids around you, they're gaming from childhood. So 10 years from now, when they all get into the industry, they will be people with the sensibility that has built up over the number of years. And they would have a far more layered understanding of gaming.
Right.
Today, that employable workforce or the people who are getting into the business do not have that level of depth of experience as players themselves. But there's no dearth of ideas, and really lots of Indians are very quick learners, and in my company we see that we have people from all over the world who are working in my company. We have a number of expatriates who tell me that they're amazed at the speed at which Indians are whom they thought would take months to pick up something are picking up in weeks. So I think we are learning fast.
Sure. So let's come to the second point, the market itself.
What is that?
No, so let's come to the second point. I mean, how do you see the market itself growing? I mean, I think you've alluded to that already, but how you see the next couple of years from a consumption point of view?
I think we are looking at, when you're looking at an installed base of 200, 300 million smartphones, which is what we're heading towards, there is a strength in numbers. So today, gaming is already the third or the fourth biggest activity on the smartphone, and a lot of people are admittedly playing but not paying, but that will change. There will be people who will start wanting to progress faster in the game, especially because today the freemium model is also very socially enabled, and we Indians are very high on the social index. We like to show our friends and family about things. That's why Facebook has become so popular, and I think that the expressing yourself through games and I think is going to become a very big thing. People will want to progress faster in games because they have seen their friends or family or cousin, brother or sister who is progressed faster in a certain game, and you will see people want to pay for a freemium item so that they can progress.
Right.
And I think that's when the market will really take off. There are other challenges. Payment is one of the challenges because unlike in the West, we do not have enough credit card penetration, and also more than that, the propensity to pay for content is still not there yet. People are willing to go online to buy air tickets, but they're not necessarily willing to go online to buy game coins or game currency. So I think we will get there as well.
Right.
But I think there is some work to be done in opening up more payment.
Right. So, Rajesh, as I can understand, I think the preconditions for a pretty explosive growth are there, mostly because of infrastructure, changing attitudes, exposure to younger children, both for creating the content as well as consuming the content. So that's looking pretty good. So let me ask you, as I close, Rajesh, one quick and last question. So what's the one game that you've loved and you think is a great example of how it can actually create awareness, create usage, create a popular, in a sense of acceptance of the whole concept of gaming?
I mean, there is no one example.
One that you like.
Look around you and see the number of people and very unlikely candidates who are playing Angry Birds, who are playing Temple Run. It's amazing. It's just amazing to see the kind of people who are taking to games today. And I think there is a very fundamental connect that gaming has with the human mind, which is why it has been so popular worldwide. We never had that takeoff in India because the arcade culture never hit India. We never had the installed base of PCs. We never had I think the country was not in a phase where it could afford to have a gaming console, a pure entertainment box sitting in the living room. I think as a country, we are reaching that level of economic capability now. But even before that could happen, I think something even bigger has happened, which is that we've had the mobile revolution and the smartphone revolution. So I think the ambient conditions are now there.
Right.
And I think with creativity and the content being created in such large numbers, someone or the other will come up with a hit that will catch people's imagination.
Right, Rajesh. I think it's a great amalgamation of trends that seem to be coming together for your industry and for people who want to play games, and particularly play games with local content that's created here. All the very best and happy gaming.
Thank you. Thank you very much.